But during the Thomas Cup, I actually felt very, very sad. Yeah, I really wanted to be a part of the team, and Thomas Cup historically has been a tournament which I very much enjoyed. And seeing the team do well was awesome, and it would have been amazing to be able to support them.
My head, like it was pounding on the back of my head, and because this is a nerve virus, and so it was constant 24/7 pounding. This thing minimum is normally 3 to 5 weeks, and the side effects of the illness is sometimes up to 18 months.
Drago from Rocky 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal.
The inverted V. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Average Not Average podcast. I am CK.
And I'm Viktor, and it's very good to be back.
Of course, and since now it's been a few weeks since, Viktor, you officially announced your retirement from the international badminton stage, we thought it would be a good opportunity to sit down together and have a more open and honest conversation about everything that's happened since.
Yeah, obviously a lot has changed for me over the past few weeks. It's been a different period for me personally, adjusting to a new routine, spending more time with family, focusing on recovery still, but also starting to think, more about what life looks like moving forward.
Yeah, so obviously, we'll take some time. We'll talk about all of those today, transitioning away from professional sport, your current day-to-day life, and also, what future plans you can share with us.
Indeed, I'm looking forward to the conversation. But firstly, CK, how are you doing?
Well, good question. I've just recovered a little bit from a bout of illness. I think not very many people know. Obviously, within the team, I've had shingles. So it's been quite rough. It's a nerve virus. I believe it's the same virus as chickenpox that has just been dormant in all our bodies, and it decided to pop out a few weeks ago. And so I think some people might see there's a lot of scarring on my face. So for this one, it popped out in my left side of my forehead. It's some of it in my scalp, and then some of it in my eye. Not pretty, but I think this is what I have to live with now. So I'm still halfway through recovery. It's been a bit painful, nerve pain style. So obviously you've been dealing with nerve pain, a lot of nerve pain over the last few years.
Yeah, but still, my nerve pain is something where when I do certain movements and stuff like that, if you have it like that, and I guess it's itchy and very sensitive as well, as you told me before the episode, so that's a nightmare. I feel sorry for you.
No, I mean, I guess it's just unlucky, because we did check, like, how did we get it? It was like, apparently you can't get it from other people. It just decides to just pop, and that was it, so apparently stress so work stress was not great, I guess, from that perspective. But then I think it also teaches me to kind of slow down a little bit, and also be very grateful for the people around me, like my wife, and then also professionally our team. Without them, like, everything would have stopped. And also a lot of our partners who really knew that I had to be on camera for something like this, and so whilst I was completely kaput, completely broken, they were like, look, just recover first. We'll sort the work stuff out, like the deliverables. We'll get it done. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful to have a lot of partners who really look after us, and just very appreciative. But it's been tough. And also I think learning how to cope with an illness that takes weeks to recover instead of the usual, like, if you have a cold a few days, or if you're a fever, you bounce back in the second day after. This thing minimum is normally 3 to 5 weeks, and the side effects of the illness is sometimes up to 18 months. And so, it's just learning how to cope with that. So, but it's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I think not, especially now that, especially here in the start with a sickness like that, I think it's quite important that you rest well. You don't want that to, blow up again.
Yeah, and there's a risk of it blowing up again if I don't look after myself, and so hence, so currently no training for a little bit. Just gotta rest, make sure sleep is okay, and because of how itchy it is, and it's on my face, I think sleeping is quite a challenge at the moment, or sleeping for a good stretch is quite a challenge. So I can't turn it to my left side. This is on my left side. I can't turn it to my left side because anything touching it will make it go crazy itchy at this moment in time. So it's just like, okay, finding ways how I can sleep straight and only on the right side without causing stress on the back as well. So it's coping. So I hope you'll have a speedy recovery. Me too. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But what about your side? I think you've been traveling quite a lot recently. No?
Yeah, I've been traveling quite a bit. I've been I remember when was the last time we spoke, but that's a long time ago. I've been in Denmark, spending obviously with the announcement there. I've been spending quite a bit of time in Denmark, doing all the media and all that kind of thing. Also, I've been in Malaysia for some sponsor activations, and then I will go to Indonesia, Malaysia next week as well. Probably by the time this one is out, I will be out there or something. So yeah, been quite busy, but obviously also with the kids, spending more time with them and being in Denmark. I've been quite busy, to say the least.
Yeah. I think the last time we properly spoke on the phone was maybe 24 hours, maybe before the announcement. But obviously we were in contact a lot with the text just for coordination and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously you needed space when the announcement dropped. I mean, would you be able to run us through a little bit, like what kind of week you were having? Like, so when it dropped, 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, the phone ringing, all the comments, like my post. I will just have a look.
I think you sent me 2 screenshots.
Yeah, the reach of those posts and all the comments I got, is like in the millions. So it
tens of millions. I believe it was 8 figures, both.
Yeah, it was really overwhelming, to say the least. And also just a very, very weird day, because the story in Denmark was quite a big story, obviously. And I was running from one thing to another, doing different interviews and stuff like that. And you can't really prepare for a day like that. So it was, I just tried to stay in it. And with all being said, I think that I couldn't have wished for a better announcement. And also thanks to you and your team, the whole setup with the post and stuff like that, which you helped me do. It came out just the way I wanted. So I'm very thankful as well about the all the messages and all the support I got. It was very overwhelming.
Yeah, I think the whole world genuinely was not ready for it.
No.
And I think, and for me, it was also a tough day. Like genuinely, it was a tough day. So I was on a flight. No, I was actually coming off on a little break. We went to Amsterdam, so I was on a cruise coming out, and I was in a bus for quite a long time, and it was just tough. Like it was genuinely just tough. Like knowing that, okay, obviously we do have the opportunity to chat a little bit more. We see each other a little bit more, but then it's still like a big part of Viktor Axelsen, the player. So it also emotionally affected me a little bit. I mean, quite a bit actually on that day. But I knew it a lot earlier on. Obviously, we had to do the recording and stuff like that. But still, like and hopefully you were able to kind of now look back and I kind of relive some of the moments and also cherish like how much impact you've made on people's lives. I think looking at some of the comments on your social media, like a lot of it was just people really just missing you in that sense, like not seeing you back on court or something like that. But in Denmark, you were bouncing from A to B to C, trying to do interviews.
So many interviews. Like obviously, when I did the announcement, I was with Romain in Huxley. So I was in the meeting room there, and then I jumped on a few online interviews, and then the evening I had evening shows, and all in all, it was just a very busy day. And then also just trying to keep up with all the messages and the comments and everything, even though it was impossible, and all the posts that I got. I don't think you're able to really mentally take it all in on one day. So obviously, it's been something over the last few weeks that, it's been slowly, but also I've been quite busy, especially with the kids and still interviews and podcasts in Denmark and stuff where I'm now done with that, at least for the most part. And I think it has been good, but I miss playing. And again, the tough part was that I still have the motivation to play. So it has been hard.
You wanted to.
Yeah, it has been hard not to take the decision myself.
Yeah, and then I think obviously spending more time with the kids is 100% a bonus. I think on your social media you had a post with your mom as well, making fun of her with, is that a dog or the cat with her hair? I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. My mom came visiting. She got a dog, so, and obviously the kids love the dog. So it has been Yeah, it's been good, and also I think just the freedom, not having to be at the hall at a certain time and do it's like a full-time job being an athlete, and now there's more freedom. I don't have the same pressure. I can train when I want. I can train, how I want, and do some different, try to still figure out this back issue. But again, it's been quite fun.
Hmm. So talk to me a little bit about training. So obviously you're still in the gym a lot.
Yeah.
What has changed now? So obviously,
Like now, I focus a lot on trying to, to see how I can have less pain in my back. But also I'm training a little bit more arms and chest now for the beach season. Basically every single month in Dubai. But no, I enjoy actually trying to build up the upper body a little bit, because as a badminton player you don't really carry that much mass on the upper body. So I've been enjoying that, and now I'm just starting out a new block. Like I can't lift that heavy with my back, but so I'm trying to to do quite a bit of repetitions and stuff like that. And yeah, let's see how I look. Now I just started a new block, so let's see how I look in 6 to 8 weeks time.
So that means an even bigger smash. Now maybe not necessarily jumping smash, but on the ground.
On the ground, yes. There will at least be a lot of power for one smash.
Yeah, just maybe like bigger stick smash now,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So I've been enjoying that actually, trying to build a little bit of mass on the upper body, and, try to get a little bit of balance in terms of my physicality. I think, that's fun. I like to have goals like that, and then obviously go for walks and try to figure out how can what can I do some initiatives which will, make my back less bad.
And then obviously online, I also remember seeing you and you having this little conversation about whose calves are bigger and stronger.
Well, I think his calves right now is definitely more explosive and has always been. But wait and see until after this block. I think when he sees me next time, he will be surprised.
Yeah, he might be. He might be dealing with cows instead of calves, right?
I will put him in my pocket by the time I see him.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's just throwing back a little bit. I remember, I can't remember what year it was. I remember one year at the All England, I asked players who had the biggest calves, and obviously, Look and you came up, Cho Tin-chen came up, Li Zijia came up.
Yeah.
Like, so, do we now add Viktor Axelsen into the mix as well?
Let's see. Let's see what happens. My goal is to at least have the best upper body.
Okay. That's a good transition, I guess.
Yeah.
From that perspective. So does that also mean you're spending more time in the gym? And then, what's the ratio like? So previously, you're probably on the course 6 days a week, right?
I was I'm also training now six days a week in the gym. So now it's a little bit of more of a bro split. So I will have chest and arms one day. I will have, So it's literally just, my goal is to, I have a joke with Daph, my physical preparation coach, that, Drago from Rocky 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal.
The inverted V.
So we need a good upper body, and my chest is very, very underdeveloped. So I'm doing quite a bit of chest work, shoulder work, and arms, and then I'm doing a lot of rehab for my back because I'm still running around with quite a bit of pain.
Okay, and then not much on court, I guess, or I mean, significantly less on court time.
I cannot do anything on court really.
Really? Okay, so only static work. Wow. Okay.
So I'm. Yeah, I don't know really what to say. It's when you have that much. I can do net and I can do some still standing stuff, but every time I rotate or I have some kind of movement or landings, I have pain, and you really don't want to irritate the nerve when you don't have to. So yeah.
Okay. And then so because of this frustrations and obviously you being in Denmark during the Thomas and Uber Cup, it must be tough for you.
It was very tough. Like, actually, I was thinking about going up there to support. I really wanted to go, but I was with the kids, so logistically it wasn't really possible for me. But actually, I had, it's not surprising, but I felt quite okay, like leading up to it and everything. But during the Thomas Cup, I actually felt very, very sad.
Because
I had a quite hard time doing Thomas Cup because, I really wanted to be a part of the team, and Thomas Cup historically has been a tournament which I very much enjoyed, and seeing the team do well was awesome, and it would have been amazing to be able to support them.
yeah, and also obviously Denmark in the men's side, they managed to get a medal. Obviously they were host as well. And Horsens is it's in the north, right? Like Horsens is
Yeah,
in quite close
yeah,
to Billund.
yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I
didn't
think
go, right?
no, I didn't. I was
Of
ill.
course. Yeah.
I was actually able to watch a lot of Thomas Rubber Cup, which is crazy because I don't get the chance to watch a lot of badminton. But that
Mm,
week, because every time that I was able to not having to go to bed, I was really ill, and then I was
mm,
able to watch a lot of matches, which is weird. And
mm,
so I mean, I guess that's a plus side for me. Get to do a lot more watching badminton, also like
mm,
learning some of the newer players as well, like Team Thailand, from that side. So pretty interesting as well. But yeah,
mm.
I didn't go, but two European teams in the men's side for the last four. That has to
Yeah.
be a win from my side.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to see France doing so well. I was happy to see Denmark do so well also. Um, it was great. Especially having France, another European team, do as well as they do. I think it's
Mm.
good for the sport, and obviously it has also been, pretty. How can you say? It has been pretty easy to see that France would do well with all the players coming up, especially in the men's singles.
Mm.
So yeah, it was great to follow and to see that the hard work being done is paying off. And I think Denmark also, with the team they had, some of the younger guys really delivered also, which was cool to see.
Mm. Yeah, I think it was always going to be tough when you're a
Mm.
host, and then there's always the additional pressure. And I feel like the Danish badminton team, in some way, is feeling the same pressure, like like Team Malaysia. Like I think there's always some form of significantly higher expectation than anything else. Like I think
Mm.
Team Malaysia always has this indirect, unseen expectation from everybody. Like if they don't do well, everybody's gonna say
Yeah,
something bad. I'm assuming Team Denmark also has that kind of pressure, especially being at home as well.
yeah.
But it was good to see a lot of players, like enjoying themselves, and actually a team event is quite special, I think.
It is for sure. It is special. We're not used to that, and you can see how the teams are enjoying being on the team. You always have great WhatsApp groups, um, and it, that's just the recipe for success at a Thomas Cup for the Danish team. I know when we won in 16, it's one of the most how can you say, entertaining WhatsApp groups I've ever been in. So yeah, it's a great event to be a part of, and it seemed like it was a great event there. I'm still a little bit like, I think it was a little bit too small, like the venue. I
Mm.
think we could have thought bigger and have more spectators, but it's great that Horsens, they did a great setup. Is everything I hear.
Mm.
So
Well, Odense, maybe next time round.
where is it next year actually?
I think it's Sudirman Cup first
Yeah, of course.
before he goes to Thomas Cup. But I'm not sure what's happening with Sudirman Cup, because I think recently I just saw Egypt has been awarded the World Junior Championships from Indonesia, so there might still be some changes for next year. I'm not sure. Currently, I believe it's Nanjing in China, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, not
No.
100%. Yeah, but
Okay.
who knows? Because Odense now will be hosting the Super 1000 next year, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that'll be 11 days, more than, well, almost 2 weeks, and hopefully, there's something that can happen between you and the city, and to
Yeah.
make sure that you're also still involved in badminton as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like, obviously, I want to be involved, and with Yonex, I'll go to Japan within the next few months as well. And
Mm.
collection is still going on and doing well. So I love seeing all the tags on social media, like when they tag me with the people with the racket and the clothing.
Mhm.
It's very nice that how can you say, that I have something which is still involved in the sport.
Yeah, and I think it's quite hard to describe? So, for example, like say like it's quite hard to describe what you've gone through, like because obviously you've been an icon of the sport, and now it doesn't really change too much when you go, okay, I'm retired. But
No.
to be honest, like you say, in the last 6 months, you haven't been on court playing, competing on the world tour, and so that identity change is something that's quite hard to process from that perspective, or at least from what I can see. But it must be quite difficult from your side to go.
It's weird because like every decision you take like on a daily basis when I was playing is to, how is this going to affect my training, my performance? And that every day you get up, that badminton is basically the first thing, after you get the kids ready and everything. And that you eat breakfast and you go for training, that sort of kickstarts your day. We are creatures of habit, and suddenly that is gone. And then, you have to fill that out with something else. I've been very good at preparing, for example, the investment business, Quist and Axelsen with my friend. And we have had quite a bit of travels and work there. But still, it's not it's not the same, because when you play badminton, it's like my entire life and all the hard work I've done over my, entire life almost. That's just something different that is very hard to replicate off the court. So that mental shift is very challenging but also a very learning experience. And I think that's something which takes a long time to go through. And I think actually I've been surprisingly comfortable here the last few weeks. It was only during Thomas Cup, but I think it's because that I still have so much pain that I know that I wouldn't be able to play. And I don't really have anything that something that I didn't win that I wanted to win, So that makes it a bit easier, but still it's a very, very hard challenge for me personally.
And so what does a normal day-to-day look like for you now? Like, so you get up, prep the girls for school, or if they're on holiday, spend a little bit more time at breakfast playing around, I guess. And then
Yeah, when I'm in Denmark, when I'm with the kids, obviously send them to school and nursery, and then I go train usually. Then most days I have, after training, I have some kind of meeting, treatment, whatever. And that's basically what I do in the entire day until I pick them up again. And to be honest, there has been so many things coming in that I'm not even through everything. I've been meeting up. Now I have time to meet with a lot of people and, see what kind of opportunities there is and working on the Quist and Axelsen business and everything. So there has been so much coming through that I'm not even half done getting back to all the people who send me an email or something, which I very much enjoy, because you really get to meet new people. You get a great network with very good individuals who I haven't been able to spend any time with or even get to meet. So I actually very much enjoy it.
Yeah. And so this just transition from the playing phase to now working on the business, taking care of yourself, taking care of the kids, spending more time with that one. It feels like a seamless shift, like seamless transition now.
The thing is, I've been injured for quite some time, trying to get back and everything. So you sort of get a little bit of practice per se during that time, and you also mentally you start to prepare if it goes wrong again. You see for yourself, right? When this, it must also have been quite tough for you suddenly, because you're also an individual who really wants to push, and when you suddenly feel like you're stuck, for you it must also have been a challenge, yeah.
It sucked when I wasn't able to do it a lot at all. I felt very helpless, and I think from my side, the team really had to go, CK, just stop doing anything, just chill out. We'll sort it. But I felt guilty. I felt helpless. And I think that's also something that I really had to learn. And like you said, it's been difficult because I really enjoyed being part of the whole team that pushes everything forward, and having to wind back. And I think knowing that without health, you also cannot perform 100%. And so I think I can relate to some of the frustrations that you've been going through. Although mine is just weeks, yours has been years. So,
but again, when you have pain all the time, that pain takes away your, it takes away your ability to to focus on the things you need to focus on, and it just messes with your mood as well. So
Yeah, I was quite miserable.
yeah, like, and especially if you don't sleep, for you, it messes with you so bad, man. So yeah, the sleep is such a huge part. And when you have something, I also had, especially in the start of an injury, every time I had to turn around in bed, I had quite bad nerve pain. So when you get these like pain signals on a daily basis, and constantly, it's so bad.
Yeah, so mine. Well, for me, it was my head. Like it was
Mm,
pounding on the back of my head, and because this is a nerve virus, and
mm,
so it was constant 24/7 pounding, and then like you said, that pain signal was always there. And I remember, I mean, now looking back at it, I was miserable. I was so miserable because you're so tired, you want to sleep, but you can't because of the pain. I was
mm,
woken up by the pain so much.
mm,
And then when you cannot sleep, like you said, it completely messes with you. Like your mood is really bad. And then also I'm just miserable. And I think it was day 3, day 4 where things started getting under control, where I was like, I suddenly had respite from the pain. Then I was able to
mm,
then see the other side completely, and so yeah, so I think I can relate slightly to what you've gone through,
mm.
and yeah, like it's not fun. It is not
Yeah.
nice to go through, and so yeah, like without health, there's not a lot you can do actually, and so the frustrations are quite apparent.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I think for me, I'm also trying to look back about, when the initial, for example, doing the rehab, did I push it too much and stuff like that? I don't really think I did, but apparently I did, So the fact that I was always told to just take an extra week or take a few days, but you always, when you have the personality we have, you want to push all the time. So take it from me that, when you are recovered and you feel like you're ready, just take another week,
That's
That's
good
one
advice
thing
actually.
that's one that advice that I maybe should have been better at actually throughout my whole career.
Yeah, yeah, and I think last week I remember telling the team, it's like, hey, it feels like it's been so long, like with the illness, and then
Mm.
I just looked at the calendar again, and it's like, oh, it's only been like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Obviously now we're more in, and so it's just, yeah, like you said, when you think you're ready, add another week. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
more
for
fun.
me it's also been super frustrating. I cannot play any badminton. I was told to just rest, like, and so I cannot play any badminton. I cannot do any training. Obviously now I feel a lot better, but still, like, maybe like you said, deep down it's not okay. Yeah, we try and make it better. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so I will take the advice. I'll take the advice. If
Yeah,
I
do
think
that.
I'm ready, I'll add another week on
Yeah, yeah.
before going out
Is
to
there
play some
anything you can
badminton.
do from a nutritional standpoint or not really?
So from nutrition, I can have everything.
Okay.
I can eat anything.
But there's not
Obviously,
something
with
where if
the
you take like it's not like if you do like an elimination diet or you do something, there's not any studies or anything which,
well,
I'm just
so
trying to.
in so in Chinese, in like traditional
Mm.
Chinese medicine style, so here they call it 生蛇.
Mm.
So like growing a snake, literal translation, growing a snake. And then so in the traditional diet, they actually tell you to not have quite a few things like
Mm.
chicken, eggs, uh, stingray for some reason. So like
Okay.
stuff, yeah. So they call it du, but du in the olden terms apparently is just high protein food, ultra high
Okay.
protein food. But
Yeah.
chicken and eggs are, I would say, they're high protein, but they're not
Yeah.
crazy high protein. And there's also a lot of conflicting in information here. Whereas obviously in the West, they tell you to eat everything. Like in the traditional Chinese medicine style, they say, yeah, no chicken, no eggs, some even no beef, no lamb, no goat or whatever. Well,
Really?
then what do you eat? Exactly. Some of them are quite extreme, but obviously from my side, yeah, mom and dad goes, maybe not have eggs or chicken. I was like, okay, fine.
Okay.
So I can
Interesting.
live without them for a little while. But
So
I
you
think
can
I've been
still have
eating
your
everything
oatmeal. You can still have your oatmeal with avocado.
100%, and they've been lifesaver. So having so much fruits at the moment, which is great. But yes, oatmeal with avocado. Avocado was surprisingly good. Like, yeah,
Awesome.
like so. So it's nutrients dense food, and it's fruits as well. So yeah, so it's been very good. So yes, I think I've been also quite lucky. The appetite hasn't been impacted at all. Only the face, as you can see.
But that's good. You can still eat and get some energy.
Yeah, so I think I've been quite lucky in terms of appetite. Nothing changed at all. It's like I was still always hungry. I was still always wanting to eat stuff, finding stuff to eat. So yeah.
Good.
I've been avoiding the like fried chicken, French fries, but
yeah, if you don't play, then yeah,
exactly. So only trying for the decent stuff.
Yeah.
And then so in terms of future plans, anything that you can tell us? So obviously you're working a lot in the business. You're still traveling for badminton related stuff.
Yeah. For the investment business, we're keeping going. We have the former CEO of AP, like the watch brand, is a part of the business now. We're doing well on the investment risk management business, me and Rasmus, and that's something that I obviously spend a little bit of time on, which is completely different than badminton. And then I am obviously involved with Yonex, and I'm still with Monitor, the sponsor I had here, and with Helm as well, the which I had on my game shirts also. And with HSBC, I have still activations, especially this year. Like next year, I will still be doing with Helm and with Yonex, obviously, for the next many years to come. So I'm looking forward to still, make some moves within the badminton world. And what happens, you never know. I also have motivation to do something all the time. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, are you straight into the Legends Visions Yonex events now? Will we see?
Yeah, it's probably in the cards that I'm at least going to be part of something somehow, and I'm looking forward to it. I have big motivation in terms of the grassroots and everything we can do in order to promote the sport. And yeah, it's a big privilege if I can be with the legends. Probably that's in the cards, but let's see.
And then, so the goal again currently is get pain-free, and then
get pain-free. Like that's for now my main priority. If that will happen, I don't know, but at least I'm gonna try all kinds of different stuff to see what I can do. Just take every day.
Become Drogo.
Well, yeah, exactly. Become Drago, and then stay tuned, bro. We're gonna do a bodybuilding show on the podcast in a few months.
Yeah, because actually I think it'd be quite interesting, because most of the time, I watch quite a lot of cycling, and you see, like, for example, road racing, so like Tour de France riders, as soon as they retire. So when they're competing, they're so skinny and like the body fat percentage is so low, and as soon as they retire, like they just look like a normal person after. They just maybe two sizes up.
It was funny. I did a DEXA scan. DEXA scan is like the most accurate here. And since I stopped playing, before the Olympics, I gained like 5-6 kilos. But my fat percent was like 9.4. So still rather lean. And I think my goal is to add a few more kgs on the upper body, and then diet down a bit, so I'm staying around the sub 10%. I think it will look pretty mean.
Yeah, sub 10% is very, very lean for men, isn't it?
But it's pretty lean. But for some reason, I'm tall, and it's quite easy for me to because my entire life I know what to do, so it's extremely easy for me to either to lose weight or to do some changes. I especially leading up to the Olympics and the World Championships and stuff like that, it was so easy for me to cut a few kgs or to get lean. It's as long as you get the systems in place, then it's quite easy for me.
That's also a superpower. Probably also an investment that you've done all these years, right? Like with the recovery systems and also like treatments and stuff like that. I think that helps a lot. So from the age side, I remember like hitting a certain age, and it was so hard you have to really watch what you eat. Otherwise, it would just go.
Yeah,
it was just
exactly.
added the wrong way.
Yeah, it really depends also how much muscle you carry and stuff. Obviously, that will also, have an effect on how much you can eat and how much you burn on a daily basis. And then I just don't sit down. I don't have any much work like where I sit down. So I get a lot of steps every single day. So that gives you a little bit of freedom. But I was also surprised because I haven't really been that strict on my diet, that I was still so lean.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important, like you said, just to keep track of it, and then it'll be interesting. I think as we go along, and then we keep discussing, like what's happening, because now that you're transitioning to I wouldn't say a more sedentary life, but then a completely different one that you're spending 3, 4, 5,000 calories on court every day. It now becomes more like gym and then day-to-day life. And so
exactly.
I think it'll be interesting, because we can now, I guess, a lot of people that listens to this potentially could relate a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. It's like, it's everything, you learn so much through, badminton and doing all these kind of things, and it's very interesting.
Okay, so I think from our side, from this episode, I think it's been good. It's been good to catch up a little bit. Also good to hear your side. Like business is doing well. You're enjoying a lot of traveling. Transition looks completely seamless, completely easy from the day-to-day side.
Yeah, I would say it's not so easy. Still, as I say, I really want to play. But I actually think I'm doing quite good. If there will be suddenly a crash,
I hope not.
Then I don't know. But all in all, I'm doing well. And even though also you have had the things you're fighting with right now, how's the business going on your end?
Yeah, no, business is actually going okay. Business is actually good, and so that's why it was frustrating to not be able to contribute to the team. And I think that's why it was difficult having to learn how to slow down.
Yeah.
Because I think you always find new things, like new opportunities come in, like things knocking at the door, and you just want to go, yeah, I want to do it. And it's learning how to go, I'm really sorry, we have to slow down a little bit. Like you said, it's not by choice, because I'm out of action. But also I think from a business perspective, it was very important for us to develop the business into a way where if CK is out of action for a little bit, the management is out of action, the company still needs to be able to go. And so we've thankfully had that system in place. We just never knew that we needed it so soon.
But it's good. You know that now. Like knock on wood, you won't be in this situation again. But at some point, it's good to know that the people can carry on your behalf.
Yep. So we've had to like take a step back to develop that system to make sure that, okay, if one of the management or both the management completely suddenly out of action, because you never know, like accidents could happen and stuff like that. And then so we had that system in place. We just never knew that we needed it so soon. So
you just need also, in case you're out of work, you need a substitute with a similar haircut, I think.
I tell you what, it was hard. I couldn't get a haircut. So with the illness, I couldn't get a haircut. I had to cancel the haircut. Right? So no, I was like a mushroom. I was like a mushroom, and because they had the rash inside the scalp, I was not able to get a haircut. Yeah, so I was not able to get a haircut. So this was fresh. I think this is only a few days old, and that's because like I was so desperate for it, and it's okay to get that now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so like my guy was like, okay, this is the longest I've ever seen you. Like it's like a complete mushroom, like the Mario mushroom.
Yeah,
I was like a mushroom.
Yeah, it's like when you cut the bushes in the garden. Like
the hedge. Yeah. Like there was so much hair on the floor. Yeah. And because my hair is black, like so on the floor, like on the wooden floor, they see it like so clearly. So I can see that you're also looking at your hair.
But I was just thinking, like I have so many gray hairs coming out of my sides by now. It's crazy. I feel like it's so early. So I'm just thinking, like in a few years' time, we'll probably call me Silver Fox or something.
Yeah, I think that's a privilege, no? But from your dad's side, was he always a Silver Fox?
Yeah, I was reading a little bit about it. It's quite genetically predisposed, I guess how you say it.
Yeah.
And my dad also got gray haired, but my hair is still very thick. My mom is a hairdresser, so it's still very thick. It's just like I'm getting, by the time I'm 40, I will for sure have gray hair.
Yeah, because my dad's a silver fox, and then so I remember when he was like 40, he was completely like silver, and so you can actually see quite a lot from my side, like especially when the sides are super short. But yeah, so I have a lot already, and then my youngest brother actually has the most, and so
Really?
but yeah, my youngest brother has the most, like he has the most silver hairs all the time. But it's like you said, it is genetics, and I think I'm just gonna absolutely own it, because I remember my dad one day came back, he dyed his hair black. I was like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
We just couldn't recognize him.
Yeah. Anyways, what a random topic.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about hair.
Yeah, exactly. So what is your plan now? Like, obviously the recovery. Do you have any trips where it's like, I don't know if I can go. Maybe I will, or maybe I won't.
No. So we do have some trips coming. Actually, for international ones, it's late June, so we should be okay, completely fine. And it's for a para badminton event, and that one will be with BWF. And then so that's the annual para badminton event that I try and do, because also at the same time I wanna continue, like contributing to the para badminton world. That there's a lot of very, very good players, very, very nice people there, and getting the opportunity every year with BWF to be able to help them cover some of the events there has been super, super good, super fun. Previously we did the Four Nations, I think from England, Scotland, and then last year was Wales. This year is in Ireland, but then this year BWF decides to cover the French event, and so that's the 1 week before the Four Nations, and so that's my yearly para badminton event from that side. So super looking forward to that one, because I think para badminton is growing super fast, like incredibly fast, which is good. That's the next international event.
Nice.
So there's still some time. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then for yourself, safe travels out there. I'm sure we'll be catching up very, very soon. And hopefully I'll be able to see you in person.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to see you again. It's been way too long.
It's been way too long. I'm sure we'll be able to catch up very, very soon. I mean, when you're back in Denmark, it's not too far away from our side.
No, yeah, we should. I will have more and more time, especially starting next year, for sure. We will see each other more. I'm sure about that.
In that case, thank you so much for joining us for this episode, and then we'll be 100% we're back to having a guest for the next episode.
See you guys. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So now it's a little bit more of a bro split. So I will have chest and arms one day. I will have, Drago from Rocky 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So talk to me a little bit about training. So obviously you're still in the gym a lot.
Yeah.
What has changed now? So obviously
I focus a lot on trying to, to see how I can have less pain in my back, but also I'm training a little bit more arms and chest now for the beach season. Basically every single month in Dubai. So I've been enjoying that, actually, trying to build a little bit of mass on the upper body and try to get a little bit of balance in terms of my physicality. I think, that's fun.
I also remember seeing you and Look and you having this little conversation about whose calves are bigger and stronger.
Well, I think his calves right now is definitely more explosive and has always been. But wait and see until after this vlog. I will put him in my pocket by the time I see him.